Go ahead, you got that one. Yep. You take that one out. I think it's done going downhill. Maybe not. Hang on, let me get the wheel turn.
We don't want to pass the trail.
Alright. So catch the windshield. I ain't going to next. You got that. Okay. Got it? Alright. Now let it go. You alright? As long as you don't run the windshield, we're okay. Which has a habit of trying to loop itself around. If we have to pull forward, we will.
Yeah.
I got it turned all the way. At least the rolls.
Yeah, we don't have to use a skid steer. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up.
We had that happen too. The guy had taken all the suspension out. That was amazing. Then I figured out how to do better with it. We can catch it from there. Yeah, we've had some pieces over the years. I think we're good, Max. I don't really have to go in and check back up on the table. Oh, he's videoing it for me.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome back to Forgotten Dailies. Today's Sunday, last day of June. Tomorrow's July 1st. It's hard to believe we're already almost into fall. We're halfway through the year. The years go by faster and faster. Yesterday morning, we got up and we took off and we traveled west. We only went one state. We left the house about 6 a.m. and got home about 5:30 last night. Like an idiot, I didn't record any of it. I don't know why. No reason other than the fact that I just forgot. Didn't think about it. Anyways, in our travels, we crossed the timeline, so we was in Central Standard Time, and we left about 6 a.m. We got home about 5:30 last night. So it was a long day of driving. We made it one stop. My buddy goes with me. He likes cast iron skillets, so we made a stop at an antique store along the way, and then we stopped in Fort Wayne and had late lunch, early dinner, whatever. Other than that, then the time that we was where this car's at, and spent some time there with them, and of course got it loaded and whatnot. That was it. The rest of it was on the road. Stopped for gas, but anyway, this car was given to us via lead. The gentleman, he found us on Instagram, so thank you for contacting us through that. As you said in your comments, this car will definitely donate a lot of parts, to help save others. Appreciate spending the time there, and definitely appreciate looking at your car. That was one of the mistakes I made yesterday. Was I should have done a video on your car, his car. I'm going to include a couple pictures because this was a really cool car, and I don't know what I was thinking. It was hot, it was humid, and I don't know. Yesterday I just wasn't thinking about the camera at all, so I apologize. I'm going to try to include some pictures of his car. Young man really likes it, and I really like it. I think it's a really cool car. So anyway, to the car at hand. There's not much here. I mean, there is, but there isn't. It's a typical 80s Chrysler. Rusty, rust belt car. I shouldn't just say Chrysler, but 80s Chrysler rust belt car. Rusty, crusty, crunchy. Yeah, that's about all you can say about it. The cats have made it a home already. I literally just opened it up 5 minutes ago, and I got mama cats here, and one of my wife's other cats is in the car. So anyway, let's show you what we got.
So this has got a 555?
Yeah.
I remember you saying that. This is nice.
It's close to what it is.
Heck yeah.
It's got no rock.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
I have another out.
Nice.
You feel there. Something really good.
Daytona air cooler right in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be built.
Well, first of all, there's Mama Cat. Say hi, Mama Cat. Anyway, 1985 Daytona Turbo Z in a bright yellow. So I didn't really look the car over much while I was there, because I already knew what I was getting. He, was honest with me and didn't misrepresent anything, etc., etc. So I was very tickled with that. And actually, there was some things that I didn't realize the car had until I got there. It's a digital dash car, and it actually has a 12-button navigator. So that's kind of cool. That's a little bonus. He did say it does work. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But you can see this wheel well is completely gone. Completely gone there. It's rotted back and behind the tire. It's back up into this molding. And who knows, back and behind this ground effect, what else is going to be there. This rocker is completely gone, and you can, I can see it in person. You probably won't see it on the camera, but yeah, definitely back behind this little section of ground effect, it is completely gone. And the rocker just continues rusted all the way across. So no, this car is not being saved. I'm not saving this car. I'm parting this car. That's why we went and got it. That's why we traveled total time almost 12 hours, for the whole day to go get this car. So with that said, I have a gentleman interested in this fender, so I got to get this part of the ground effect off to make sure that it's not rusty, and then if it's not, then we'll get that pulled because that will go to Carlisle. The hood is actually, that's not bad. Got some rust there, but I've already got 2 of these hoods and I haven't been able to sell a single one of them, so I don't know what I'll do with it. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's at a later time. No transmission. He said the engine's most likely junk. It sat with for years with the valve cover off. It's not a. It's just a standard 2.2 turbo. So what I'll do is I'll take off any parts and pieces, and probably I'll just leave the engine in the car. I'm not pulling the engine. We'll pull the computer. Radiator's gone. Somebody got the master cylinder already. So and I knew this was a parts car when I was getting it. So what I'm pointing out is things that I already knew ahead of time. So it wasn't like I got there expecting to get a 100% complete car and then was like, oh my god, I got shorted this and this. That's not the case. I knew that this car was in this condition. Anyways, passenger fender again looks decent. We gotta get this molding off to see what it looks like. And behind, probably okay. They're not really known for rusting. But it is a black interior car. And from what I'm seeing, it was originally a black on black car. So this would have been a sharp car when it was new. I don't know what rims it would have had. Probably had pizza wheels on it when it was new. I don't think it was a CS car. But the seats, yeah, surprisingly the passenger seat's the worst of the two. And it's got this little tears right here. And I think that's just because they get dried out with time. And then they just start cracking. But he used the shifter and the looks to me, yeah, he used the shifter and the pedals and the cables and stuff in his car, which is fine. Again, wasn't a surprise. Got a newer radio in it, newer CD player, so maybe that works because there was a CD in here. So hopefully maybe that works. I can maybe utilize that in like the Omni or something. But yeah, this side isn't too terrible. Rust wise, it's got a little bubble right here, so if a person needed a quarter panel, I won't hesitate to cut it off. Mama Cat is just insistent on following me. Come here, Mama Cat. What you doing? What you doing? Anyway, taillights look good from quick look here, so they'll come out obviously. And then there's some pieces and parts in the back. The air box, air filter box, a couple hoses. The alternator and / AC bracket, timing belt cover, miscellaneous, this and that. So those, I'll sort through all that. But this was a surprise, excuse me, that I wasn't expecting. While we were there looking at his car, we got talking and there was this box sitting there. And anyway, I'm like, I inquired about it. So anyways, this box, I can get it out here, it's kind of heavy and big. This box made it home. These are all new old stock parts. For most of it is front wheel drive Chrysler, but there is some older stuff in here. I don't know what, I didn't like look up every part, whatnot. I did kind of dig through, rummage through a little bit while I was there. So anyway, we made a deal on this box, and that box there, I got to go through and figure out what is in it exactly. And then, excuse me, and then we got I think two sets of 87 and up taillights that were there. And then get these screws off of this before they end up in the yard and I end up getting a flat. And then this tote doesn't have a lot in it, but it's got Daytona. There's a 5-speed console part and some trim pieces and whatnot. So we ended up picking up this. And then, hang on. Alright, so I got this tote as well. This tote's probably the better of the two. There's a carbureted car airbox, but here's a T2 airbox, complete. The hoses, the lower hose, whatnot, a starter, AC compressor, those are probably just up at the scrap pile. But the T2 airbox and stuff is the hoses was what I was mainly after in this tote. So anyways, with that said, 85 Turbo Z is here. That'll be the next car to go in. As of right now, I'm not going to have time between now and Carlisle. That's actually less than 2 weeks away to get this car completely stripped down. I do know I have somebody, like I said earlier, interested in the driver's fender, and I think the mirrors possibly. And then somebody else, of course, asked about the digital dash. We're going to try to get all of that ready to go. The fender definitely is going to come off, and the mirrors and whatever else, you know, I can get off before Carlisle, so we can take it, you know, and meet up and sell them there. Update on this car. This car here, this is the 90. I actually have somebody that inquired about this car. So the plan, I've got to get it out of where it's sitting and put it up on ramps so I can kind of get underneath it a little better, and send him some pictures and, you know, hopefully save another one. The GLH, haven't touched it, but the plan this morning, get this unloaded where the GLH is currently sitting so that it's on these stones. But the GLH, I don't know where, somewhere out of the way. At least it moves, runs and moves. But get this unloaded, get the truck unloaded, and then I got to go help a buddy of mine move some stuff here in a few hours. He's actually my buddy that drives and rides with me. So we're going to go help him and then get home, and I don't know what we're going to do after that. So let me get this thing unloaded, and we'll go from there.